What's going on, everybody? My name is Chris, and welcome back to Linux Tech Geek. And today, I wanted to discuss use flags. So, what are use flags? What's their purpose? How do we enable them globally, or how do we enable them per package? And it's pretty important if you are thinking about using Gentoo, or if you're running Gentoo now, to think about use flags because they're a pretty big important thing on a sourced based distribution. So let's go ahead and jump into the desktop and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so we're on the desktop here, and let me jump into my virtual machine. I do run a virtual machine of Gentoo. So this is my VM right here, and let's do full screen mode so you guys can see this a whole lot better. Now, let's take a look at a program that was kind of wanting to demonstrate the use of use flags. So if we do EIX links, we can see here at the bottom that links uses all of these use flags right here. So it uses X for XOR support, bzip2, it uses free type, GPM for mouse support, IP version 6, JPEG. Kind of get the idea. But it uses all of these use flags. Now, if we go over here and we do cat portage make, I'll show you my default make config file. So these are the use flags that I have set globally, which means that every program inherits these use flags. Now, I do have a lot of different use flags set per package, but I want to show you this first. So if we do merge ask client, so let's go ahead and merge links here. And let's emerge it with all of the use flags that are set globally. This shouldn't take that long. I gave a lot of resources to this virtual machine here. As you can see, my make ops, I got the -J7, so which means I gave it 6 threads, and I gave it like 12 gigs of RAM. Something crazy. As soon as this compiles here, I will show you guys how to make it globally and how to make it per package. So that way, next time you go to install a program or something, you can see like you may not need support for everything that program does, right? So if we do links, we can do links in the web browser, right? It works. However, if we do links -G, now we have a graphical version of links. Now, what would happen if, let's say that we was on like a web server or some kind of server, and we just didn't need links to have graphics support, right? Because we're going to be in console constantly. So is there a way to build links without having like all that support, right? Well, there is. And this is something that Gentoo specifically does, and this is one of the big selling points of running Gentoo. So what we're going to have to do here, we're going to have to run emerge, deselect links. I could spell here, deselect. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah. And then we're going to do emerge dep clean. So we're going to remove links. And then what we're going to do we are going to set use flags per package. So the way we do this is we can do echo, and then you do you can do the portage path there. So do client, we do links, then we can set some use flags that we don't want links to use. So for instance, we don't want links to use X. We don't care if we're running links, we're in console. Because if you're in X, more than likely you're going to be using, Firefox or Chromium or Google Chrome or Vivaldi or whatever you use, right? So, but we can do that. So we can also tell it, hey, we don't need GPM support because, well, I don't really care about having a mouse in console, right? So the way we do that is we type in the path here, and then we do minus whatever use flag that you don't want. So we did minus X, minus GPM. And now we're going to write this to etc portage package.use, and then it's got to be the program name. So in this case, it's links. Now, you don't have to worry about putting the www-client there. It just has to be whatever program name it is. So we do that, we write it. Now we do emerge as now you can see when we go to emerge links, it doesn't have X support. It doesn't have GPM support. Like, so now it's only going to run in the console. Now, go ahead and I will show you what I have in my portage.package.use file. This is kind of what I have so far. I've only been playing with it for a little while. I do have GCC, and that's because I needed the JIT, or just-in-time compiler, and also I needed that for but you can see Emacs, like right there, Emacs. I've got X, I got ALSA, Cario, dynamic load. I got everything supported in Emacs, right? Just-in-time, JPEG, all of that stuff. So let's go back over here, and now we can do, let's go ahead and open up a new one here, and we will do links. Make sure it works. It does. But now watch, if I do links minus G, graphics not enabled when compiling. So not only can you do this in Gentoo, but any program that you download the source code for, when you do sh configure, some of those programs have different flags that you can enable or disable. Not everything has those, but programs, like bigger programs that you might want to compile from scratch, or you don't want all that support in every single program. Like I was showing you with Emacs, like that's all my Emacs stuff. If I do, we can read ALSA. For ALSA, I wanted pulse audio support, and that's it. We can do ZSH. So you can see I had caps enabled in ZSH. And you may find it that that you want to enable more global use flags. Personally, that's what I would do. Is I would look at most of the programs I run, and like JPEG support, right? You want most of your programs to have image support. You want most of your programs to maybe have PNG support. like Thunar, for instance, right? Like I got Thunar installed right now, so we can look at Thunar. And let me look here. Yeah, Thunar. And the use flags for Thunar is exif, introspection, libnotify for notification, PCRE. I don't know what PCRE is, and looks like udisk. But I only installed it with PCRE, trash panel plugin, and that's it. Because I'm not going to use the notification, Damien, with it. I'm not going to use udisk. Now, not sure what udisk is, but there's a program that you can install called, I believe it's called e-uses. Yes, it's called e-uses. And you can look up use flags. You can look up the description. So if I wanted to do uses, and then we'll do find out what that udisk is. So we do udisk. Udisk. Enable storage management support. Oh, okay. So that's that's for auto mounting, value monitoring, and all that stuff. Okay. Well, I may want that actually. I may want that in Thunar. Now I probably don't need notify support, but I may go ahead. In fact, let's go ahead and enable udisk, and I'll show you how to compile a program that you already have installed, but to compile it using the new use flags. So we can do this, we can do it per package, or we can do it globally. So let's go ahead and let's do, I probably want this, I just want this per package because I probably don't want that udisk support in every single thing. So we can do echo xfce 4 base Thunar, and then PCRE is already going to be with it. So we can just do udisk storage package.use, and then we just do Thunar. All right, and then we can do emerge, and then I like to do ask verbose, and then we do deep update new use. That's important. You need either change use or new use, and then you can say either at world, but that's going to do everything, or you can just do the program that you want. So in this case, Thunar. So it's going to calculate here. Hopefully it doesn't install a bunch of stuff. Maybe it's change use? Change use? Maybe it's not update. Yeah, maybe it's not update because technically we're not updating anything. All right. I know we put a new use flag in there. All right, let's try world. See if world has recorded anything. I may just have to reinstall Thunar, just regular. Okay. Just install Thunar. See, but it's still showing that UDisk support is off. So cat portage package dot use dinar UDISKS. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm actually going to go ahead and write this to my make dot configuration file and see if this UDisk merge ask new deep new use or deep new use because this should have done it. Okay. So that worked. That's fine. It can go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and update Dinar with everything. But you can see since I enabled that UDisk in the make configuration file, now everything Dinar is going to support that UDisk, but now UDisk is going to be supported on everything that I already had installed. So you can see like JSON and encrypt setup and okay, so it looks like it needed to download this UDisk file system and GVFS. Honestly, I'm not sure how long this is going to take to compile. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and then I'll bring you guys back after this gets done compiling, and then we'll take a look at Dinar and check out the new support. Well, that has finished. It did take quite a while, longer than it was probably worth, but now I do have that UDisk support for Dinar. Let's go ahead and check EIX again. So it's XFCE base Dinar, right? Yeah. So now we got the UDisk support in Dinar, and we also have UDisk support in various other programs too that Dinar had to pull down. Unfortunately, I can't really show you much about that UDisk support because I'm in a virtual machine, and I don't think E uses UDisk. Yeah, I can't really do any auto unmounting or value monitoring or anything like that. I'm in a virtual machine, so it was almost pointless to do that, but hey, we got it done, and now I got the support for it. I guess one more thing to show you guys before we end this video is, so not only can you do these use flags per package, but let's say you install Linux, but Linux has an update, right? Like a new version of Linux updates and installs, and it installs all the stuff that you don't want Linux to install, right? Like you don't want X support on the new Linux, but you don't want to have to manually keep going back and editing that file and have to like keep up with all of these packages and stuff in case they get an update, right? So what you could do is we can look at one of my files here, and that is not the right one. GCR maybe? Yes. So as you can see on this GCR file, I have this greater than or equal sign next to what I wanted the package name. What this will do, this will tell Portage that, hey, any package that is greater than or equal to 3.41.1 enable GTK support. So even if this package has an update and it updates to 5.0 or whatever it is, it'll still have GTK support when it updates. And I think that's awesome, because you don't want to have to keep editing those type of files and have to keep track of like all these different programs. What if they update? What about those use flags and stuff like that? So I think that's an awesome way to write it once and kind of forget about it. Now, I will say that don't put a lot of use flags in your make.configuration file. Make that as small as possible, and then set individual use flags in, per package, whatever you may need. But that's it for this video. If you guys got any value of it, please hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, I want you guys to take care, be safe, and peace. Bye, guys.